Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is build a floor for inside the building. So I'll do that back at under the project browser over here. Double click on underneath floor plans, double click on the floor plan. So we'll open that up now. Now to build a floor in Revit, the command will be under the Home tab, so at the top here. Here's the floor command through here, so I'm just going to click on that to create the floor command. We've now entered into a floor sketch mode. So what we want to do is we want to draw a shape around where we want this floor to go. But before we do, I'll go into the floor properties first and have a look at how we're going to build this floor. So over here on floor properties, click on that. Now the level that we want it to go in it is at our structural floor level, SFL, but the height from that level we want to be 0. So swipe that out and make that 0. Now the type of floor that I want you to create, just select the type selector there, and I've made up another one for you called 100 slab on ground with a 50 sand bed. So click on that one there and we'll be ready to go. So we'll just go OK, so that's the type of floor and where it's going to go. Now this is the Pic Wall Tool here. You could just draw the shape of your floor using these line commands through here, but I'm going to use the Pic Wall Tool. Now if you use the Pic Wall Tool, there's a couple of ways you can do this. If you hover over any wall, you can see how it's highlighting, and then while you're hovering, if you press and release, if you hold it there, press and release the tab key, it'll select a lot of walls that are all joined to each other. Now just double check that the magenta coloured lines did go to the outside of your walls, like in my case did. If they didn't, you'll see on the line that you picked there are some little blue flip arrows. You can hit those little blue flip arrows and the wall jumps to the other side of the wall. But hit the little blue flip arrows, that's where I wanted it to be. If there are any walls that didn't get selected in that selection, you can go back to the Pic Wall Tool and you can do these ones manually. So I'll click on that one and that one and that one, and that's the shape, and then also this one. Okay, now they've all gone to the outside, 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 so that's exactly what I want to do. I've now just, and be very careful that you do not hit any wall twice. If this doesn't work for you when you go finish floor, it's probably either that your diagram isn't totally trimmed perfectly, or you've picked a wall twice. You cannot have a magenta line on top of another magenta line. Revit will not let that work. Now I also need to trim this up perfectly to create a perfect floor shape. The way you can do that is, here's the trim command here, but also all the time in Revit you might want to hover, have a look at the command and cast your eye to where it's got, I can't move my mouse here, but cast your eye to the shortcut key in brackets after the command. So that says trim extend to corner in brackets TR. So TR is the shortcut key if you don't want to find this tool up here. But I'm going to trim, and I need to trim this line. Now click on the pieces of the line that you want kept. Not there, up here. This is what I want kept, and then the other line to trim to it is that. That line, and the part you want kept is there. So that trims that off. Now I need to trim this shape down here also. However, I'll have to split this line first, so there are two pieces of the line before I can trim. So click on the split command, and then just click this line with your scalpel, just split that line around about there. Then I can go back to trim, and I can trim that to there, and I can trim that to there. So that creates a nice single line closed shape of the perimeter of the slab. Think of the formwork if you like, but this diagram has got to be perfect. There can't be any little gaps in the corners. None of the lines can overlap too far. They have to close exactly corner to corner, and there cannot be a line on top of a line. If you've done all that correctly, you just go finish floor and it creates the floor for you. If I go to the 3D view and make sure show mass is not turned on, which it's not, and orbit upside down, you can see that there is my floor that I've created underneath. Okay, so I'll let you have a go at that. I'll just pause the video at this stage.